Sunrise on a Saturday, I'm headed out to the lake, just my buddy and me. Got my boat hooked up to my Chevy truck. I'm running high on luck, I ain't ever coming down. Time to back the boat down the ramp again. Do everything we can to come back in with a winning side. That's the life of a fisherman you wouldn't understand. Something you can't feel on dry land. You gotta get your arms way up in a cage and set the hook on a smallmouth bass, and then you'll understand. You gotta get your hands on a Shimano reel and a G-loom that's trying to bet you like what you feel. Step on a deck and give it a whirl.
Hello, welcome to my world. That's right, everybody. Welcome to my world. My name is Tyler Waller, and you've landed on Another Line Live. Tonight, we will be joined by none other than Mr. Jacob Crapyou himself. He's actually on a mission to get a camper shell for his truck right now on his way home. So as soon as he gets home, we're going to invite him in here. But I want to thank you guys for joining us again. We're just live. I was just live last Thursday, and I was telling you guys that Misty had contracted COVID, and I am afraid to tell you that I have caught it as well. I am day 5, 6 into it. It is no freaking joke. Like, when I say that, guys, wash your paws, please. I'm telling you, you don't want a part of this. I'm sure you probably can hear it. My nose feels like there's an elephant sitting right here on it. It's pretty bad stuff. I downplayed it a lot, not going to lie to you, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. It's lingering around. It's not something that's going to go away anytime soon. It doesn't feel like. But for the sake of the show must go on, we are going to get into things. Jacob's texting me right now. He says having camera issues. That's the way it goes. But whenever we get him on here, we're going to say hello to Jacob. Jacob has actually been a buddy of mine for several years. We fished not professionally. We fished competitively against each other for several years with Lawrence County, with Pedro Bass Club, and other different tournament trails. He's actually big into the Kentucky Bass Nation tournament trail, and that's what we're going to talk about, how to get to be a part of that, what tournaments they have going on, what it costs and things. But first and foremost, again, I apologize for my my nasally crazy sounding thing. So I want to say first and foremost that this episode is brought to you by SolarBat Sunglasses. You can find out SolarBat Sunglasses at solarbat.com. They have, again, some of the best sunglasses I've ever wrapped around my big old noggin I have here. My favorite are the cruise frames, but don't let me sway your opinion. Go out and grab a set yourself. They do sell some of them, the lower end stuff at Bass Pro. You can pick up some stuff there. Most of the stuff you have to order online. Does most of their glasses ship from Brazil, Indiana, so it's not too far, especially if you're around Ohio. It's usually about 2-day shipping. What's up, Chris? Hey, buddy. I hope I feel better too. I actually am feeling better. Like, it was weird, man. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking about it because we all are in the giant pandemic and everybody knows, but I was downplaying it. Definitely need to. I thought I was being cautious. Again, we knew that it was going to happen. We just didn't know when. With Misty working at a COVID testing center, it was a when, not if, it was going to happen, but it hit us a little sooner than that. So Carl says had COVID 3 weeks ago. Luckily, I lost taste and smell. That's the worst part right now, dude. Like, my family has come through and brought food and laid it on our porch and stuff. Like, I feel like there's enough food here for me to gain 40 pounds in a couple nights, and I can't taste any of it. It's terrible. Ryan Love in the house. What's up, buddy? Ryan's an avid user of the SolarBat sunglasses that you see on the bottom of the screen as well. But here in just a minute, again, when we get Jacob in on the I'm actually sorry, I'm texting him right now. We'll get him in here. But anyway, so long story short, there's a lot of stuff that's happened since Thursday I was live. First and foremost, again, thank you guys for joining us. Again, I'm trying to do this every Tuesday now. I done it last Thursday just for the simple fact as I was ready to get back live talking to you guys. Tyler Akers in the house. What's up, my brother? But there's been a lot of stuff that has happened over the past few days. One of those is that the Shimano opened or actually released a bunch of new reels. They released several. We'll talk about them in just a second. I haven't looked at any of the specs. I haven't looked at a lot of them. I kind of feel bad trying to do that. So because I know that I won't be able to get one for a while. But anyway, we're going to bring Jacob on here. I do see him in here now, so I'm going to add him to the stream here. Hey, Jacob, can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. I hear you. Everything's good to go. So, guys, I'll do a little bit of a spiel here, and then I'll let Jacob introduce himself, and we're going to talk about some Shimano products and a few other things tonight. If you guys have any questions, definitely hit me up on the comments. We can definitely see him here. David Howard in the house, buddy. What's up? He said, if I need anything, let him know. I appreciate it, buddy. I know you'd be there for me. But again, if you guys are just now joining us, sorry for my nasally craziness here. I do have COVID. This is about the 6th day of it. So I'm trying to get that stuff over with. But anyway, on another line live here. Again, my name is Tyler Waller. I'm the host here. You're going to see Jacob Crapyou on the right-hand side here. Jacob and I have been friends for several years. We've fished against each other for quite a while now, and it's been all right. But it's been a wild ride. But he's actually joined in a few of the teams that I've been a part of for a while. He's actually part of the Shimano G Loomis family now through the tackle box. He's also a member of the team at JB's Fish Sauce. But I'm going to show you guys a really quick clip here of something that Jacob, Kyle, and I have in common from 2017. This is a small clip of a bass tournament, Grayson Lake, 2017. Let me cue it up here, and then I'll get it going on here. So let's see.
I got cold chills when you start talking about that.
So here we go. We're this close to getting in a head-on collision in a boat. So check out this footage. All right, yeah. So yeah. I mean, anyway, so that was a crazy time. Glad we all lived through that. But anyway, without further ado, Jacob Crapyou, let's let everybody know what you got going on about yourself, buddy.
Oh, not much, man. Just come in from picking up that camper shell I showed you. Got off work a little bit late and then a little bit late, so ended up on here a little bit late.
Yeah, sometimes stuff happens. So yeah, like I said, speaking of the tackle box a second ago, we've been lucky enough to have one of the best tackle shops in our area. Like I think it's one of the best tackle shops on the planet, and it's literally just a few miles from us. And Greg Drown of the tackle box has been a huge supporter of mine, and I know he's been a huge supporter of yours. And one of the things I want to talk about tonight is going to be the open house that he does every year. And I want to tell you guys about what's going to happen. We're going to talk about it a little bit, and I'm going to explain to you guys why I fish Shimano. And I'm going to let Jacob basically give you the same spiel of his deal, because again, this is something that I fish and I love. But the tackle box open house is usually a 2-day event. It's usually the weekend of Valentine's Day weekend, which makes it a really good hit with the ladies, because Misty always claims that I ruin her Valentine's Day weekend because I'm usually working at the tackle box. But anyway, long story short, the 2-day open house that Greg usually has at the tackle box is usually, again, that weekend of Valentine's Day, but he's extended the sales for the entire week to cut down on to maximize social distancing and to cut down on the crowds. However, I will be there on the 13th and 14th, which is Saturday, Sunday of February. I think it's 9 to 5 the first day, and then like 10 to 4 or something the second day. But if you are in the area and you want to come up and see myself and potentially Jacob, definitely come up and see me. I will be there at the tackle box. I have some free stuff to give away. Maybe have some hats and stuff that I can sell you, but I definitely will have plenty of stickers and stuff that I can give away. But the reason I am at the tackle box for those 2 days is that I help Shimano and Drew there at the tackle box as a manufacturer rep. We talk about all the stuff, and if I don't know anything about a reel, we'll talk to Drew, and if he doesn't know anything about it, we'll lie to you.
I actually just talked to Drew when I was on the way home about that, and I'm going to be there 13th and 14th as well.
Sweet. Casey Kelly. So Greg is the man. Dude, you don't like you're preaching to the choir here. That guy. Let me give you a story about Greg Drow, and this is something that not a lot of people know. I've been a part of I've been affiliated with Shimano. I call it. I use the term pro staff loosely. I just help them out. I'm not on a pro. I don't claim to be pro, but anyway, I'll use the pro staff tag here loosely. But so I ordered a rod through Drew, was going to go fishing to Lake St. Clair 2 weeks from that date. So it's normally plenty of time to get the rod in. This was way before COVID, by the way. It was a G-Limits NRX 852 spinning rod, JWR. It's a $575 rod retail. Went up to talk to Greg, was messing around with it, and it was like 2 days before we were getting ready to leave, and I was talking to him, told him I ordered this rod, particularly to go fishing in St. Clair with it, and I told him it wasn't going to be in time, and I was bummed. And he's like, he never blinked an eye. He's like, I got one over there, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, go get it. Just bring me yours when you get it back. Which floored me. So I'm glad he trusts me. But you're right, Casey. He is the man. Ricky Barnett says, I'm impressed with nobody really cracked the throttle. Yeah, no, like. It was one of those, dude. It was a zig, zag, zig, and it was like we went left. Yeah, we went left. Jacob went right. We went right. He went left, and it was just like one of those deals where you're dancing in the hallway, bud. And it right at the last second, I'm glad Kyle and them they went the opposite way, and I'm sure Jacob got just absolutely soaked. If you watch that footage, it just covers his boat in whitewash.
I'd much rather be wet.
For sure. Nate says, I thought you were supposed to have people on here that catch fish. Yeah. So Nate, I'm gonna send Nate an invite too, because I'm gonna need somebody in here that can catch the fish. Hold on a second, Nate. So I'll give you a second here, Jacob, if you want to give us a little spiel about anything to know about you. Let's talk about Kentucky Bass Nation right now. What do you have to do to join? What are the tournaments? And why would I want to fish it?
Well, the only thing you got to do to join is be a member of BASS, which most of us are anyway. If you get the magazine, all that stuff, you're a member of BASS. To join the nation, there's no fees other than your entry fees. It'd be $120 per boater and $80 for a co-angler. You do ask that you try to get a guaranteed on either end. That way we have an even amount, but we always try to help you any way we can with that. And first tournament will be March 20th. We're going to Del Holla. Should be a pretty good time down there that time of year. April 17th will be at Cumberland. Another one should be a pretty well barn burner as far as catching fish. And then May 22nd will be at Kentucky Lake. June the 5th will be on the Ohio River out of Craig's Creek.
So where's that at?
Craig's Creek?
Yeah.
Not around Tanner's.
Oh, okay. So around the Indiana border there.
Yep.
So I guess is that the next pull down?
Because
it would be Cincinnati's a pull. Is that Is that the
either
same
the
pool as
next one
Cincinnati?
down or the two down from us.
Nate says, got a birthday party going on right now. Please, dude. Like,
He opened that mouth and now he don't want to come play.
oh, he's getting blasted, man. I agree with Ricky though. Ricky says that Nate should be a co-host. I'm okay with that. So Richard McGuire is across from Turtle. Gotcha. So yeah. So that's the thing we're talking about right now. Like I said, I don't know what I'm fishing next year. I want to spend a lot more time traveling and making content for my YouTube channel. You guys, if you guys caught the show on Thursday, I talked about my goals for this year, and they're a little different than they have been. One of my goals is to catch a fish in a bass of sorts, in a state that I've never caught a bass in. My goal for my entire life here is to catch a bass or a relative of the black bass species in every state in the United States, including Hawaii. So that's going to take some time to do. But this year, that's one of my goals, is to catch a fish in a state that I haven't caught a fish in before, as far as bass. Last year, I checked off Alabama. I've caught fish in Florida, Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia, Kentucky, Indiana, Michigan, and I think that's fairly close to being it. I missed an opportunity last summer, 2 summers ago. I was in Washington State, never casted a line. I don't know how long it's going to be a while before I'm back out that way. But the reason I'm asking about Kentucky Bass Nation is I'm trying to figure out what the best thing is for me to fish here with this. But all right, I think we're back. But like last year, I fished the BFL, Michigan. Kyle and I fished up there and we've had a ball. We fished there 3 years in a row, and I've won some money. If you ever go to Lake St. Clair and fish for BFL as a co-angler, get ready, because you're going to weigh in some fish no matter what. Like, I've always been up there, and the people fishing BFLs like that are great. So I'm sure the same way with the Kentucky Bass Nation. Is it the same deal where you go in when you're talking about having a guarantee that's guaranteeing somebody to fish? If you guys don't know, guys, you need a link to fish FLW BFL's Toyota Series as well as the Bass Nation stuff. It helps you out that way, that you're guaranteed to fish both as a boater and a co-angler. Because what happens is co-anglers are, they're first come, first serve, meaning that if there's a list of 50 boaters, the first 50 co-anglers will get randomly selected. Number 51 will be on a list waiting for the 51st boater to sign up. So that's one thing. But so is that the same thing that happens with Kentucky Bass Nation? You pay your dues, and then as long as there's a spot for you, then you randomly draw a partner?
Yeah, that's it. It's all random, but if you go in with the link, then you're guaranteed to fish.
Yep. So Dave Wells. So nope, I haven't caught a fish at Dunkirk, man. That might be an opportunity. New York will be a good one to be at. I have caught a fish in Canada. I caught a fish in Canadian water, Ontario, and Lake St. Clair. I've caught some Canadian fish in Lake Erie. Amber Runyon says Alabama has the best everything, especially football. I remember my first beer. Adam Barber. Are either one of you guys going to fish PC or PBC tournaments this year? I may, man. My goal is, and I don't have anything. I don't know. I don't have anything set in stone. I want to fish a lot of different things, and it's going to depend on what COVID does and all this stuff. But anyway, I think it's going to be a good year. I think I'm going to step back in and fish with Lawrence County if those guys will have me. I miss fishing with those guys a lot. Kyle's out of town. That's the reason I haven't fished with him a lot. But sorry. But I don't know. I'm trying to weigh my options here, trying to figure out what's going on.
Andy's been wanting me to get the team back together, so I don't know. We may end up there.
Andy.
Need to get him on here one day.
Call him up right now.
Oh, he won't do it. He's too shy.
Andy Shy? I've heard that
Yeah.
joker sing on the back of your boat. I don't know how many times.
You wouldn't believe it, would you?
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. Like I'm looking at things that me and Kyle did back in the day as far as like fishing and stuff. Like I'm looking at like old school Lawrence County Bass Club tournaments on my YouTube channel. And the very first fishing video on my channel was like 2015, Grayson Lake. And it was the wildest thing, guys. If you haven't watched it, go back and check it out. Kyle and I were fishing the Bass Club there. And there 1 week before, or 2 weeks before this, months before this, we went down to Lake Hartwell with Kyle's boat and watched the Bassmaster Classic and was fishing down there. It was super nice down there. It's fairly cold. It was the coldest Bassmaster Classic in history, but it was still fairly decent during the day. And then when we came back home, we had a foot of snow. Put the boat up a month later, get it out to go fishing at Grayson, and dropped it in Bruin Creek a week before to do some pre-fishing, and Kyle's lower unit had frozen busted because we had water in it from South Carolina. Drove it up here, it froze and busted on the way home. Didn't know that until so. Anyway, we go out there and the water is like 15 feet into the trees in Grayson. Like it's like 20 feet above summer pool, and then they drain all that water out of it 1 week, and then we're fishing on Saturday. And Kyle and I ended up putting the biggest bag we've ever put together. It was almost 20-pound 5 fish at Grayson. It was a crazy time. But that's one of the number one videos on here.
I remember that tournament. Me and Dilly slept in the truck on the boat ramp. We drove straight from Gunnersville to Grayson to fish that tournament.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember you guys being there now. Dave Wells says Dunkirk's a blast. Take the girlfriend things to do there. Will do, man. I appreciate it. I've always heard Dunkirk's a blast, man. But I can't get over the St. Clair. Ricky said we should combine Lawrence County and Pedro. I think that's a great idea. Amber says I need to start a fishing group at school. I agree with that. Have you ever fished in Texas? I have not. However, I will tell you, my buddy Dusty Smith is moving to Texas. Guys, give me just a second. I got to grab something to drink. Jacob, keep him entertained for a second.
Oh, boy, you're going to put that on me, huh? We'll talk about the Bass Nation a little bit. I started fishing it 2 years ago. It's just a great group of guys. If anybody's interested, you can contact me. I try to help you any way you can. It's a good time. There's not any of the arguing and drama like you get in some of the bigger end tournaments. Everybody gets along great. The co-angler boater format's great. I mean, guys will help you out. I've been fortunate enough to draw out with some pretty good guys. One of them I drew out with 2 years ago has actually been on this show, and he's now going to be on the Elite Series. Matt Robertson, I drew him on Kentucky Lake. Pretty good guy to fish with. Showed me a lot of stuff on Kentucky Lake. I know Tyler likes him pretty well. I don't know if you could hear me or not, Tyler.
I could not hear you.
I was talking about Matt Robertson being out of the Bass Nation, now fishing the Elite Series.
Yeah, so dude, so I've never met Matt in person. I actually got hooked up with him to talk to him on my show a few months ago through Nate Witt. You fish with him, right?
Yeah, I drew him on Kentucky Lake. That's what I was just talking about. And pretty good guy to fish with. Knows his stuff down there, definitely.
Like the hammer of all hammers on Kentucky Lake, I hear.
I think the month before I drew out with him down there, he won like $30,000 in 1 month just off Kentucky Lake.
Yeah, he told me he won like $34,000, and like one of the tournaments that he won, he went down to he wasn't even going to fish it. His buddy or whatever like paid the entry fee and called him up and said, "Hey, I can't fish this. Do you want to fish it?" And he's like, "Man, I'm pretty beat up. I've won 3 tournaments in a row." He goes down there and wins like $10,000. Qualifies for the Bassmaster Classic on that tournament too. Corey Weaver in the house, JB's Fish Sauce representative. Which, by the way, reminds me to tell you guys this. If you guys are out there watching, want to get your hands on some JB's Fish Sauce, head over to jbsfishsauce.com and use the promo code OALL20 for 20% off your order. Make sure you pick up that pinch of garlic. I'm telling you, good stuff. Don't just take my word for it, and don't say that I'm just biased because it's got my logo on it. I may be, but I do use the stuff.
I got a whole box of that stuff in the closet right now. Just
Dude, you're gonna love it.
I'm ready to use it for sure. But yeah, Matt qualified for his first classic through the team series for the nation back in 2019. So I mean, it's a quick shot to the classic. You fish your 4 qualifiers. If you finish top 6 in any of those, you're automatically in the state championship. They'll take top 4 in points and the top 6 out of the state championship on both sides and go to a regional with it. It's a heck of a time once. I mean, you can, like I said, you can take it all the way to the classic.
That's great. I'm sure you can see that there. Bill May says Taylorsville not on the KBN schedule this year.
Nope, we ain't going to Taylorsville this year. I think we got one of the best schedules I've ever seen, though.
Yeah, I was, what you were saying was some pretty legit hammer holes. I've never fished Del Hollow. I know it's a prime winter time or cold water fishery. Everybody seems to be hammering them down there. I think Chase Sansom went down the other day and caught some fish. And Chris Malone obviously freaking wore them out down there and won the daggone FLW Toyota Series championship, which was amazing. And he's still been hammering them down there. I saw he finished, down at Cumberland. He's finished second in the tournament this past weekend.
Yeah, I've seen that. He knows how to catch one or two.
Yeah, he's like I think he's like the KVD of our area. He freaking can smoke them, dude. I tell you what, if him and Kinder roll into a tournament, I feel like I'm fishing for second place. Like, between him and Kinder, one of them catches a freaking hydrilla gorilla every time they're out there, but it's pretty awesome. Bill May says KBM championship.
Rough River.
Oh, rough. Yeah, if you qualify. Worm Leap. Do smallies like JBs? Yeah, I'm going to go with 100%, dude, because I have fished more smallmouth than I ever have in my entire life in these past 4 years with Lake St. Clair and fishing the BFLs. And, I'm not saying this because, I believe in that I'm trying to sell you this, but I'm telling you, there's been 3 times that I know of that I've absolutely outfished my boater out of the back of their boat, fishing the exact same way, throwing at the exact same rock pile. Am I saying it's a fluke? Who knows? But I'm telling you, I've caught them and they haven't. Matter of fact, the last tournament I fished, I weighed in 22 pounds and my boater only had a pound and a half. So yes, they do like it. Dave Wells, what's the problem with the green at pool so weak? I don't know, dude. I swear, we talked about this the other day when I talked to you at B-Dubs. I think that a lot of it's got to do with the salt piles that are along our pool of the river. If you go down by the layback and Hanging Rock, there's a salt pile there. It's just massive. Runs right out into the water. Guys, I am super sorry. I haven't coughed like this all day, but hashtag Rona. But I don't know. I mean, it's weird, though. You can go upriver, so even to the Gallipolis Pool or up into Ravenswood or St. Mary's, farther up north or, upriver, and fishing gets better as you go north to an extent. You get up around Pittsburgh and it starts sucking again. But when you come back down the river, it's like the Greenup Pool is like nothing, and then you go into Maysville and it starts getting better, and then you go down past that, it's weird. I don't know why it is, but you're right. The Greenup Pool is definitely the weakest of the spot. My mom in the house, love you. So I know, Jacob, you're one of the few people that got their hands on a Vanford. What's that thing like?
Oh man, that's sweet. You think Stratic can't get any better, but it does.
Yeah, 100%. Like I was really taken back by the amount of, I guess, how good it is. The Magnum Light, the Magnum Light rotor makes a huge difference. It takes less startup inertia to spin the handle, so it feels like you're not spinning anything. It's one of those things where I feel like you're right. It's like when I have a boatload of Stratic CI4s, right? Because it's my favorite reel. Like I'm never going to find another reel I like any more than that until I started fishing the Vanford. The long stroke spool and the Magnum Light rotor gives you total different feel in a reel.
I've got another one coming.
Me too. I got a 3000 series. I got a 2500 right now. Matter of fact, it's the only 2500 that I own, and the only reason I bought a 2500 is because it's the only thing I get my hands on was a 2500, or I would own a 3000. Quick word of advice to you guys, if you guys don't know this or not, but a 2500 and a 3000 series and a Shimano spinning reel has the exact same body profile. The frame is the exact same size. You just get a bigger spool on the 3000. The spinning reel gear ratio is a little higher on the 3000, but I don't fish true finesse baits that much with it anyway.
You also get a bigger paddle on your handle as well.
Yeah, you get the paddle handle. You're right. So Kentucky Slouch Hunter says, do you guys fish the KBN? Actually, Jacob does fish the KBN. Are you like one of the directors of it or something?
Yeah, I'm a director in Region 2.
So there you go. Yes, he does. He's trying to talk me into fishing. It's hard to say. You may see me there as well. Amber says, I want to see Misty outfish you this year. Just go back and watch any of my YouTube videos. She outfishes me every year. Only thing I just tell people is she's got a really good guide. So that's my only thing I can say. Like I put her on fish, I guess. I don't know. She catches them though. So, but yeah, the Vanford is huge. I want to think here.
That new Zodiac rod's a big deal too.
Yeah, so it has I feel like a weirdo always saying this, but it has the same carbon monocoque handle that the Poison Adrena has on it. It's a carbon fiber butt piece that goes from the reel seat all the way to the bottom of the rod. And I thought initially when I started fishing the Poison Adrena that it would be cold in the wintertime and really rough on your ribs when you set the hook, but it is neither of those. I'm actually on Shimano's website right now. They just released some new reels over the weekend.
New twin power?
No, I didn't. I think if I was going to order another one, it would be, man, I've wanted to pull a trigger on a freaking X-Sense since the day that I saw it.
You and me
it's
both.
like the Batmo reel.
You just got that in the conquest and you got it made.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Fred Redfern, hey buddy, what's up, man? Thanks for joining us. So yeah, Shimano. I wish I could see their. They just updated the Ultegra to a newer body style. Ultegra used to be about $150, I think, rod or reel, somewhere in that price point. But the cool thing about Shimano is, guys, that Shimano is a trickle-down company, which means if you never fished their high-end stuff, like their highest-end spinning reel on the freshwater side is the Stella. The Stella spinning reel, just the reel alone, is $700. You're getting super high-end bearings. You're getting super high-end drivetrain. Like you're getting titanium this. You're getting all kind of stuff with the Stella that you don't get in normal fishing reels. But what happens is that Shimano is a trickle-down company, meaning that everything that's in the Stella will eventually find its way down into the lower models of fishing reels as they upgrade the Stella. And right now, they haven't upgraded the Stella for many years. Like the long stroke spool, X Protect, all that stuff came out in Stella. And it's making its way down because now you're getting that. Last year, they brought out the long stroke spool and the X-Sense. And then this year you have a long stroke spool that's actually in the Vanford. You have a lot of cool stuff coming in there. So that's one thing. That's one of the main reasons I fish Shimano is that I have a lot of. First of all, I love their products, but I like that you don't have to always buy like super high echelon stuff to even get into the game.
Those SLX reels they make for $100, you ain't gonna beat them. I think I have 4 or 5 of them.
You're right. Dave Wells says, good show. Got to go. See you, Dave. High ground. What's up, buddy? New Scorpion DC and Xsense is fire. Yeah, you're right. I've never fished a Scorpion. If you don't know what a Scorpion is, guys, Scorpion is a JDM reel, Japanese domestic market. So I've never fished them, but I hear they're legit. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Aaron Strickland has a bunch of them.
He does. All it is a cool Corrado, just a different color.
Yeah. So that's what you're talking about there, the SLX, before I interrupted you. SLX. And the reason SLX is so powerful is that I always get that person asking me, hey, the SLX is, this price range. It can't be that good because this reel is $600 and this one's $100 or whatever. So the old Corrados that people used to fight over, the old green Corrados, the reason that made those things so bulletproof is that they were made with like brass gears. All the bearings and stuff were sealed and stuff, and you're getting that same technology in the SLX reel. They're just upgrading all the stuff in the Corrado, especially, you're looking at like Corrado K. Between that and the SLX, you're getting X ship, and the X ship there is the difference is that the pinion gear that goes through the reel on the SLX only has one side of it with a bearing on it, and anything that you see X ship on has bearing on both sides of the pinion gear to keep it more in line when you're actually reeling a big fish or whatever. It doesn't bind, makes it that much smoother. Bill May says Shimano SLX DC is sweet.
I agree. That's what I've got on my cranking setups, and it's awesome when it's windy out. You can launch a crankbait.
100%. My favorite reel of all time that Shimano has ever made, right here. This is a E-Series Crown Arc. I got 7 of them, I think, and I should probably upgrade them because I have the ability to, but don't fix it if it isn't broken. And that's the thing. You guys saw on my YouTube channel there a few weeks ago how I clean a reel or clean a Shimano reel. That's what I'll do every year. I take them apart, clean them, put some new grease, new oil, and then put them back together, and they will last you an absolute lifetime.
You got to mention that new Metanium. I know it's not brand new, but man, that's hard to beat.
Yeah, so the Core Solid Metanium is stupid. Has the Magnumite spool on it, magnesium. Again, takes less inertia for startup. Here's what I'm going to tell you, and Jacob could back me up on this. If you buy one, spool it up with some good line, do whatever you got to do. Do not take that thing out there and cast that reel like you would any other reel that you've ever owned, because you will have the god-awfulest backlash you've ever seen in your entire life.
It's a totally different feel.
I mean, it just, the line just absolutely comes off that thing effortlessly. But so, like I'm saying, go out and buy one if you can afford one. If not, get a hold of me. We'll go fishing. I'll let you cast mine. But I'm telling you, don't get out and just absolutely wing that thing. It's the first reel that I've ever spooled in my life. We put some 30-pound braid on it at the tackle box last year for the open house, 1/2 ounce weight, and I threw every inch of the line off of that thing. It's crazy. Let's see. Bill Mace is qualified for KBN state team. We're going to Hartwell. Any tips going into April? I fished Hartwell 3 times in my entire life, and the only fish that we ever caught was on docks throwing a wacky rig. So that's the only help I could be. My advice to you will be go back and watch some of the Bassmaster Classic footage. They fish there.
Hartwell.
It's a freaking big pond, man. It's
That's
big.
I was talking to Mike Boggs about that yesterday. His son's actually qualified on the state team as well. He's only 16 years old and qualified through the adult division.
That's crazy. That's awesome, man. I'll tell you one thing. That's the cool thing about the sport of bass fishing is that you don't have to be, this long in the tooth seasoned veteran to smash them anymore. I mean, Jordan Lee, I think, in my opinion, Jacob Lee, Jordan Lee, Jacob Wheeler are probably two of the best fishermen on the planet right now.
Without a doubt.
Those guys, they just it's amazing to watch them fish because they fish the exact same way I do. They're power fishermen. They'll pick out stuff that I would pick out too, but I go to the same stuff, can't catch them, and those guys pull up, catch 10-pounders. I know it's not because they're just that lucky. Yeah, what was it? Wheeler last year, and what was the Toyota Series? I guess he was down there fishing and caught that 10-pounder, and then took his buddy back to the same spot the next day after the tournament, and he ended up catching a 10-pounder. Lake Chickamauga was crazy. Yeah, so we talked about a couple shows ago, Jacob, the bass fishing lakes to end all bass fishing lakes. If you were going to have a bucket list of fishing lakes, where would it be?
Ones that I've been to, or just ones that you want to go to?
I guess you can use both. I think I was talking about stuff that I wanted to get. I don't know. I think I use stuff I've been to and haven't been to. St. Clair, Chickamauga. I think Erie has to be thrown in there. Dale Hollow, Cumberland. But I fished. We fished Gunnersville last year around the Classic. Kyle ended up catching a 6.5-pounder, but we just didn't have enough time to break it down. But I think it's got to be thrown on the list there too.
Awesome. That's actually Brandon Klein's on Gunnersville right now.
Yeah.
But Gunnersville's an awesome lake. We went to Toledo Bend there a few years back in Rayburn. Those are awesome lakes too. But I've always personally wanted to go to the St. Lawrence River.
Yeah, I'd say that was awesome. Adam Barber says Vesuvius, man. Like you say, laughy faces there, but there's some hammers. There's some freaking hammers that have come out of Vesuvius. Like
that 2018 Pedro tournament. There was 3 or 4 of us that had 4+ pound fish out of that little lake.
I know of 4 fish just this past April that weighed almost 7 pounds come out of there. Like picture it didn't happen. I saw it. It could have been the same fish. I don't think so. I saw one guy caught 2 fish that were just absolute bonkers size out of there. And then another 2 guys caught one. Like I said, one was almost 7 pound. There's some hammers in Vesuvius. Matter of fact, as soon as it starts warming up and the rain stops, you can pretty much see the OnAnotherLine truck in Vesuvius parking lot pretty much any weekend. It's a tough place to fish, man. I'll agree.
Dylan had one over 6 last year out of there. I don't know if it was in April or not, but he had a good one.
It's just growing big. Ben Mullins says 50+ pounds in one tourney came out of Vesuvius. Was that got a bit? I'm not picking up what you're putting down there, Ben.
I think you're talking about the total weight through everybody.
Gotcha. What was it? The guy the other day, one from Fork or whatever, had like 46 pound or something.
Yeah, it was over 40.
That was a BFL, wasn't it?
Yeah, the opener, I believe.
Eric Davis says change the subject. Yeah, that's the Lake X for me. I mean, that place sucks. I don't know why anybody would ever want to go to Lake Vesuvius. It's like, I don't know. I hear they're catching them a Lake White. which
Yeah,
is
come on
another
up.
hammer, which was another hammer hole.
Thing about
All
Lake
right.
White is it can trick you.
Yeah. So doesn't Whitney live up there?
Yeah, sure does.
So that's another. We ought to get with him and have him on one time. But
It takes me about 10 minutes to get there.
let's see. What do you think about the poison glass rods for cranking? Have you tried one? Also, 611 medium plus for jerkbait. I can vouch for the 611 medium plus for jerkbait because I have one upstairs in my room with a jackal jerkbait tied on right meow. Absolute phenomenal rod for jerkbait. Perfect. Poison glass, I cannot speak for that because I own 4 poison rods, the 611 medium plus. I have the 7.2 heavy, 7.3 medium heavy, and the spinning rod, the 611 or the 611 medium heavy, I think. Those are the only poison rods I have. So I would say that it's going to be awesome. I can't imagine any poison rod not being there. I talked to Drew back when I bought the medium heavy spinning rod, and he told me that it's a little stiff for what it is, and it is. But I think that my use of what I wanted it for, I throw tubes and big stuff on it, and it works out really well. But the glass rod for poison has got to be awesome. You have any of the glass rods, Jacob?
No, I don't have any of the poison rods yet. I've got
What?
most of my technique stuff's IMX Pro.
Yeah, so the Loomis side of things is tough to beat when it comes to the warranty side of things.
I'll be honest, I think I own but 5 Shimano rods. The rest, I've got all the G Loomis. It's hard to get those out of my hand.
Yeah, no, so I'm with you. I was the same way until I bought
It's
some
nothing
poison.
against the Shimano rods. That Zodius is awesome. It's just
Yeah.
me being hard headed.
Yeah, so no, that's the same with me. Like I got mostly Loomis rods on my boat. I don't know. I'd say I'm 50-50 probably. Majority of my rods probably are either NRX or Zodius. But I do have 4 of the poison now, so they're definitely catching up to I think I have 4 NRX. I probably have more Zodius than anything on my boat. I have one. Let's see. I have got a couple of my rods back here. I have 1 Conquest, 4 NRX, several Zodius, 2 X Pride, Partridge in a Pear Tree. What's your favorite rod and reel setup you got total? Like if you could pick up any reel, what would it be?
That NRX with that metanium on it.
You have the 3 power on that?
No, it's an 894 with the.
Oh, so so it's a flipping pitching rod.
Right, and then it's got the metanium XG reel on it, high speed.
So this rod right here, actually, but this is the Chronarch MGL, which, by the way, stud of a reel. Notice that there's no line on that thing. I've literally, in my entire life, and I'm sure I've done it in the past, but I don't know that I've ever had a backlash so bad that I couldn't pick it out. The other day, walking around Vesuvius, casted, hit a tree branch that I didn't see, and literally bird's nest that thing so bad that I literally just pulled my pocket knife out and cut all the line off from it. It was terrible. So back to the tackle box for some more sunline. But yeah, so that's my go-to flipping and pitching rod there. I'm looking this summer to get into some, I'm talking like absolute hammer big swim baits. Like, I mean, I may only get 1 bite a week, but when I do, it's going to have some shoulders to it. So I'm trying to figure out what rod and reel I want to go with there. Eric Davidson actually let me use a IMX Pro for a while last fall, and I liked it a lot. It was really good. So I might go that route. Poison do have the. It's a heavy cranking one. 4 power, maybe. I'm not sure. Eric's still on here. Maybe he can let me know.
See, I've been looking at the same deal, trying to find something to throw the big swim baits on. So
Yeah,
we might have to get together on that.
Yeah, like I said, the Poison has the new it's like a 7.4 heavy moving bait rod. You're looking at $355 or something for that rod, which is like I want to like slap myself on the wrist and be like, Waller, you're picking up the swim bait and you're going to throw it. But then it's always that meme, you know what I mean? It's like that guy walking past the girl with his girlfriend, like, throwing the swim bait or grabbing the Ned rig. I'm going to grab the Ned rig because I know it's going to catch fish. But, and the biggest thing is about fishing, how we do usually competitively. Like, it doesn't matter if you catch 100 fish a day, man. You catch one 7-pounder in any tournament, you got a chance to win it. So,
speaking of the Ned rig, I just ordered that Ned rig IMX Pro rod. I'm pretty excited to see it.
So that was new this year, right?
Yeah, it sure was. I'm pretty pumped to get that one in. I think that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's the thing with me, man. I got so many rods. I know you're the same way, but like if I ever roll into a tournament and I legitimately only have one rod on the deck, you might as well forget about it. But if I go in to the rod, like I'm usually like 35 rods on the deck and still pulling rods out, like because they're not hitting on the 34 that I got out on the deck, which doesn't make sense to me, probably because of my terrible fishing tactics. But anyway.
You remember at Rocky Ford tournament back in 2018, the spring?
Yeah, I think wasn't that where me and Joe, I had the 4.5. You and Andy won.
Yeah, I had 1 or 2 rods on the deck that day.
Yeah, I mean,
a week.
So I mean, the way that tournament worked out was crazy. I put a new prop on my boat and didn't put the right thrust washer on there. So when I took off, I could hear metal grinding, so I immediately stopped. And Josh and I stood on the trolling motor of my boat and fished as far as we could till half of the day, and then jetted across the lake with the trolling motor and fished the other side of the lake back. And we saw you guys several times, but we were talking to a guy midday. He was crappie fishing like 30 feet from the bank. I don't know. He's probably 50 yards from the bank, probably. And I was talking to him, have a conversation. I said, "Hey, buddy, you care if I go in between you here?" I said, "There's usually a decent fish or two that lays in this spot here." He's like, "Oh, no, go ahead." He said, "You can actually watch it on the GoPro footage." He's like, I found me some mushrooms earlier in this week, and I want to catch some crappie, try to go with them. So I was like, "Can you go down and can I go between you?" He's like, "Sure, man, go ahead." And we were having a conversation the whole time. I make a cast, and I'm like looking over my shoulder talking to this guy and hooking into a 4.5-pounder. And, dude, I go to hooping and hollering like I just landed Big Bertha. And this dude's back there. He's screaming louder than I am. Like, he's having so much fun on his boat, and I wasn't even nowhere around that guy. It was a good time, though. Eric Davidson said it was a 904. Had to make a bottle for his boy. 904 CBR. I know it was a crankbait rod. But it was a nice rod for that. I was throwing a big swim bait on it. I think I was throwing some 6-inch stuff on it, and it handled it fairly well. He had it paired up with a Tranks, which is probably the reel I'll go with if it's going to. I put it on there. I think what I want to build is a big moving bait deal so I can throw big swim baits or an Alabama rig, because I don't have a rod for that either.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. I was going to try to find something for the in-between that you could use it for both, because around here you don't use either one a whole lot, but it'd be nice to have one for both functions.
Yeah, so that's what I'm looking at here. When I look at the Poison, I hate to spend the $350 on that rod for that technique, because, like you said, I mean, how often are you going to use it? Let's see. I'm trying to figure out. They don't even have it listed on their website here. Oh, yeah, they do. 174 heavy moving, regular fast, 7'4" The lure weight, though, is only 3/8 ounces, 2 ounces on it. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have to get together, figure it out. Oh yeah, I'm lying to you. It was a swim bait rod. It's a 904 swim bait rod, SWBR. So anyway, guys, we're on here about an hour. Just have the opportunity here to talk to Jacob for a little bit. But I do want you guys to understand that the Tackle Box Open House is coming up February 13th and 14th. But normally it's just a 2-day event. We will be there. Myself, Jacob will be there the 13th and 14th. I think it's I want to think it's 9 to 5 the first day, or 9 to 6, and then 10 to 4 one of those days. Get on their Facebook, find out. Eric will probably be able to tell me in just a second. But we'll be there the 13th and 14th, both days until when they open the doors, till they close them. But the deals will be going on for the entire week. That way, you guys don't come down with COVID like I've got right now. So, but if you do want to come out and hang out with us, check us out. We'll be there the 13th and 14th of February. There is a ton of stuff going on at the Tackle Box. We do have a lot of specials going on that week. We'll be able to talk to you about the Shimano and G-Lens products that are in stock right now. Last time I checked at Greg's, I think the last open house, there was 1,100 fishing rods in stock. And that's not counting reels and combos. That's just rods. And probably 500 of those were Shimano and G-Lens. So plenty to take in up there. Get to talk to me and Jacob. Eric will be there. Nate Witt, Greg Drown, Drew Sadler, you name it. They do lining reels of monofilament. Pretty much, I want to say any pound test, probably from 6 to 8 pound tests, all the way up to 20, 25. It's a penny a yard.
I thought I read the other day that they weren't going to be doing that, or was I wrong when I'm saying that?
You could be right.
I may be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure they posted the other day that they weren't going to be able to do the reels this year.
Probably because it could be right, man. I should do a little bit more research for it. Eric says not this year. So anyway, they do have the Friday and Saturday. They are giving a Shimano rod and reel away. You don't have to be present to win that. I don't have a lot of stuff going on. New baits coming out. Got some of the new Spro rock crawlers up there. Usually some of the new bait collars that you can't get. Last year they had a collar called Bourbon Blaze. Yep, Eric did confirm that. No mono this year. Just COVID, right?
See, you was telling the people that, and we'd have had people up there wanting to fight us over penny yard fishing line.
Well, I reckon I'm glad you read something, because I didn't. I read it, but I must have missed that.
I got too much time at work.
Yeah. When you like joy stick on one hand with a 300-foot boom, and then you're Facebooking on the other. But anyway, we'd like to see if you are available and in the area. Masks are required to enter the building there for those 2 days, as they will be for the week, I would imagine, because as far as I know, the crazy COVID curfew and mandate will still be going on, because I did read the other day, I think that the curfew is rolling back another hour, but it's not from like 10 to 11. It's like 10 o'clock till 5 o'clock in the morning or something. Maybe 11 o'clock. I'm not sure, but it's going to be. But anyway, February 13th and 14th, that is the actual open house date. However, I am legit about this. From that day, the 13th on till that whole week, all the deals will be going on. Usually, don't quote me on this because I've already been wrong once. Usually it's 10% off all rods that are not already marked down. And there are some good deals on reels as well. Matter of fact, right now he's selling Corrado K's for so cheap that I can't even tell you how cheap he's selling them. He's got some deals on them, and I will tell you, and I'm not telling you this to tell you this, but I'm telling you this to freak you out, because if you can get your hands on some Shimano stuff, you might want to do it, because it's getting tough to get it. Very, very tough. Jacob, man, I'm excited to fish with you this year. I'm sure we'll get together and make some videos and stuff. But KBN, Kentucky Bass Nation, if you guys are interested out there and you want to be a part of it, look him up, Jacob Crapyou on Facebook. He does have Jacob Crapyou Fishing on Facebook, a Facebook page as well. Go over there and like that if you don't care. But if you guys want to join the Kentucky Bass Nation and do some fishing with these guys, get a hold of him. He'll be able to tell you all of the things to do. What is it? Is it KentuckyBassNation.com? Is that a website?
I believe it's kybassnation.org, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me see here. Yes, sir. kybassnation.org. Kentucky Bass Nation. Tells you about how to join, who the directors are, when the tournaments are, all of that snazzy stuff. And get over there and talk to them about it. Join them, do some fishing. If and only if that you're into the deal. Let's see here. Ryan Love, great man. Got to run, man. Great show. Hope you and Misty feel better. Ryan, see you, buddy. But this year's going to be crazy. Find out what I fish. Jacob and I will be out there on the water a lot doing some fishing, showing some promo stuff with Shimano, G Loomis, Jackal, Power Pro, JB's Fish Sauce, Venom Lures, you name it. We're going to have it. We're going to bring some stuff to you guys. So if you guys would like to see anybody else on the show and you want to have a topic or that you wanted to throw around the idea of bass fishing or fishing in general, drop a line to any way that you get a hold of me. You can go follow me on Instagram at OnAnotherLine, as well as here on YouTube and Facebook that you may be seeing right now. Go over there and take a look at that. Again, go over and like Jacob Crapyou Fishing on Facebook as well. Jacob will be starting a YouTube channel at some point this year as well. We'll get you the link when that happens. Oh, man. I'm over the Rona. Anyway, Jacob, unless you got anything else, buddy, I think we're going to call her a night.
Sounds good to me. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, not a problem. Like I said, anytime you want to be a part of it, let me know. We'll definitely have a conversation. If you know anybody else would like to be a part of it, I think we should just have like a roundabout thing where we have I think I can have 7 or 8 people on here at a time.
Get Andy and Nate.
Yeah, I think we should just do it like a whole deal. Like Adam Barber says, appreciate you guys. Good show. Hope you feel better soon. I'll see you guys on the 13th and 14th. I will be there. Fred said I'll be watching. Best of luck, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, so I think we should do it like next Tuesday. Let's get anybody. We'll get Nate. Let's just get everybody we can get on. We'll get Eric Davis and anybody we can get on here. We'll just fill this bad boy up. See how many people. Let me do some research here really quick. See how many people I can have on here. I can have 10 people on. So I think I don't know if that's 10 plus me.
I'll talk to my little buddy there, see if he'd get on there with you.
Yeah, man, like I said.
I was telling you about, he'll have you in stitches laughing.
Let's do it, dude. Let's just plan this thing. Let's get as many people we can on here next Tuesday. We'll just have, I don't know. I will. Here's what I'll do. Throughout the week, I'll post questions on my Facebook page to gather questions, and I'll put together this list of 20 questions, and we'll go around the table, and I'll ask the question. Everybody answers. If somebody says, "What's your favorite bait?" that'll give us 10 other answers.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time.
All right. Well, hopefully I get rid of this cough so I'm not coughing in people's eardrums. By the way, guys, the Rona is real. I have it. It sucks. Do not downplay it. Wash your paws before you eat. Do not, don't take it for granted. It sucks. Anyway, we'll see you next time, next Tuesday. Make sure what date that is. That is the 2nd, February 2nd. We'll be able to talk more about the February open house. February 13th and 14th, the whole week. If you want to stay away from the crowds, that you can come in and get the stuff at the tackle box for that same price. So with that being said, we'll see you next time. And if you can, get out there and lean on them. We'll see you next time on another line. See y'all.